welcome to the Unbreakable Hearts channel.
Hello, you two people. What is going on with y'all today? I'm just here sitting on the bench and doing everything that I need to do. I have a video here for you. It's about communication. Communication is the number one thing you need to do when you were in some kind of relationship with somebody. If you're not speaking to a person, it's virtually impossible to have any kind of relationship with them. It's one thing if you're busy, but you need to have set aside enough time for your significant other, and a lot of people don't see that, but it's a fact. And when you do talk to them, don't just give that person the good news. Give them the bad news also. Whatever's going on in your life, speak to them properly and tell them, that's a part of life. We all have goods, we all have bads, we all have done good, and we all have done bad. And if there's any bad that you've done to somebody, don't ever be afraid to tell them what's going on. If they let you go because of something that you're hiding from them, then remember that there's always somebody that you will find. Always. And, God has a plan for you. And if He wants you with somebody, you're going to be with them regardless. We do have our own choices, but when we make bad choices, then things happen. And, I know this personally. I've done much wrong and much bad, and I never intended to hurt people, but it happened, and I felt remorse and regret for it, and I spoke upon it. I made videos saying what I've done in my life. I told those particular people that I was wrong for what I did. But still, I don't exactly get the truth back from people sometimes. And that can actually hurt more than, anything else, because you're left in the dark over what's going on with somebody. I've spoke on this before, but I went to the Philippines. I went for this woman. She left me out in the cold, I guess you could say. And she wasn't really that serious about me from the beginning. And I was deceived. I guess because I had actually fallen in love to some degree with that person, she felt like she could take advantage of me, and she did so. And it wasn't really a relationship. I call it a situationship, because I never felt any love from her. And there was another woman that I should have gone for, and I hurt her badly. And I said that I was sorry for it. I truly meant that in my heart. I had love for her also. But at the time, she was acting very immaturely towards me. And I didn't think that anything would become of it because of that. And now I realize what had happened between us, and I had moved on. Well, comes to find out, I found that she was in a relationship anyways. I don't know what type of relationship she's in. I believe that she is probably living with somebody and just really doesn't even want to tell me. And how can you try to make a relationship out of something that is deceitful? You know, you have to break it down and say, look, I did this. If that person doesn't want you, then you have to let them go. But I've experienced a lot of things in my life, and I don't want to experience frustration and not knowing. I mean, people keep you in the dark. They won't tell you things, and they think by saying certain things it will make you change your mind about them or whatever. And it's not about being hard. It really isn't. When I was young, my parents, they taught me tough love. My sister was 32 years old when she finally left my parents' home. However, I was 18. And, I went into the Army, I did this and that. But I didn't have a choice. My parents basically put me outside. There was a time that I did not forgive my dad for doing so. My mom had a lot to do with it, but my dad was the heavy in that situation. My mother used to say that all the time. You always make me the heavy. But my dad was the one that had me pack my bags up and leave. And I was left out. I was working 2 jobs at the time. And I ended up hooking up with a guy that I knew from church. And we got an apartment together, and things didn't work out between him and I. Also, he always had girls coming over to the house and that. And as I said, I went to church and I believed in my Father, God. And I didn't want to do anything that I shouldn't do. So I kept my own self, my own beliefs, and that. But also he went and slept around with all these different girls. I know he's not watching this, and I haven't communicated with him for 30 years. But it was really an eye-opener. People will tell you that they're Christians and this, that, and the other thing, but when it's all said and done, they were not who they claimed to be. Anyways, and hopefully he is now. Hopefully he is. But I know he got married. I didn't get invited to his wedding, but I just so happened to be at the church, and they were having a reception after the wedding, and I was there. I congratulated him on marrying the woman. I don't know if he's still married to her, has children with her, or whatever. I know nothing about him at this moment in time. But to get back on it, it's all about communication. If you want to have a earnest relationship with anybody. The key to having that is being honest, communicate with that person, everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever. And if you do that, you will come together with that person. But you have to be honest. You have to tell everything, the good and the bad and the ugly, and get it off of your chest, because you'll feel so much better after the fact. But if you never tell that person and you just think, well, they're going to, let me go because they don't want to deal with me or whatever, then that's what's going to happen. What's up, brother?
Okay.
Good, yeah.
How you doing, sir?
Good, man.
Good.
How you doing? Sorry for that. I have people in the neighborhood that know me. These construction workers work right next to where I'm at, and they always come and, greet me and say whatever they can with me, and, I'm happy for that. I don't spend a lot of time right here, but right now I'm charging my phone, and they come by and say hi to me or whatever. Anyways, to get back with it, communication is the key to a successful relationship with anybody. And if you're holding anything a secret, then you can never have a solid relationship with that person. If you just come out and say everything that's going on, and that person turns their back on you, then that's when you know that it's not meant to be between you and that person. Like I said, and the key to it is also healing from things that you've done in your past. You might have a childhood wound that happened a long time ago, and you're keeping that inside of you. And if you don't release that, you'll just continue the same thing over and over again. You have to release all wounds that you have within you. If you don't, like I said, you could have 500 relationships, and all of them turn out to be the same thing as the last one, because you haven't healed from whatever wounds that you have inside. And I'm a perfect example of that. I am not a perfect person. Like I said, I have done wrong, and I realized that in moving forward, I had to release a lot of those old wounds that I had. Well, I had to release all of them, but I had to release them because right now I feel at peace within myself. And that's what it's really all about. Having that peace within you and knowing that moving forward, you can only have the best relationship you have ever had, because you have respect for yourself, you have put up those boundaries, and you're not just going to let anybody walk into those, into the realm of being around you. Because if somebody isn't healed, all they're going to do is bring you down to their level instead of going up to yours. So that's all I wanted to say. I want you to know that I love you. If you're out there and I know you, I love you. If you're out there and I don't know you, I love you. If you're out there and you're an enemy of mine, I love you. And I don't care whether you hate my guts or what. I still love you, and I will always love you. Love yourself. Love my Father God. And by all means, love each other, people. Until the next time, love, peace, and soul.